So my question is, when you are talking about fintech, fintech is about transactions, about the fee income, which actually is okay. So why do we insist of having an Islamic fintech? तो Islamic शहद तो नहीं है ना वो?
So very good question, and I must say there's no such thing as an Islamic fintech.
Right, because I have heard this. वो मुझे conferences के भी आते हैं कि Islamic fintech का.
So there are two different things, right? I mean, जिस तरह से लोग कहते थे कि is there something called, there are two things in consulting. There is consulting for Islamic banks.
Right.
And there is then Islamic finance consulting.
Okay.
Islamic finance consulting is about product structures को देखना कि यार शरीया के क्या issues हैं क्या नहीं है. And consulting for Islamic finance could be strategy, process, IT, anything of that sort. Islamic fintech मेरे हिसाब से कि इस वक्त बहुत ही minute उसका share है, and that also in smart contracts only.
Right.
Okay? जब आप blockchain के ऊपर smart contracts की बात करेंगे, but primarily it is fintech for the Islamic banking industry की बात हो रही है, and that application will be there for conventional and Islamic alike.
Right. Okay. Now I'll take some questions जो audience की तरफ से आए हैं. The question is, the main purpose of blockchain was to unshackle the masses from the bank's hold. What do you think about this statement? I repeat, it's a pretty technical question. The main purpose of blockchain was to unshackle the masses from the bank's hold. अगर ये यहाँ पे है मौजूद तो ये explain कर दें इस question को, अगर किसी ने जिसने ये पूछा है, because ये सवाल इतना clear नहीं है. Okay, so let me move on to the next question. Can you take this? Yeah, sure.
Instead of focusing on blockchain, let's talk about unshackling.
Okay.
Right? Typically, आपका बैंक का जो relationship है, it's a dreadful relationship, right? Because you have to go through several steps before you establish the relationship, and then every time you transact, they make it difficult. And the reason they make it difficult is partly because of the regulation, partly because they don't want you to know what's in the black box.
Right.
Or what I touched upon earlier, we live in an age of decoupling. So bank doesn't have to be a bank anymore to make money.
Right.
It has a series of services. Those services can be opened up so that other entities who are providing solutions and making it more convenient for the customer, वो services इस्तेमाल करें और उसके ऊपर solutions बनाएं. So if I am authorizing a customer and authenticating a customer and keeping their money and giving them money, what reason do I have to not decouple those services as a bank and offer them as individual packages to the Ushers of the world and Enchants of the world and every other fintech entrepreneur that's probably in this room, to say, yeah, come on, let me make a service that is more convenient for my customer. So unshackling from bank's hold is coming. It's not.
The next question is, and it's from Ambreen Kokab. PSO PSP licenses has made a barrier for startups and fintechs and has no specific regulatory framework. How can we go about it in Pakistan in terms of regulations?
I have no idea.
Is she here? Is Amreen here? Amreen Kokab? Yeah. Can you please elaborate what do you mean by this? If you can have a mic for her, please. You can have. You can use this mic. Amreen, please mic use कर लें. यहाँ तक आवाज़ नहीं आ रही जी. Please शुरू से अपना question कीजिएगा.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? Oh, right. So PSO PSP license, it has been dictated to pay 200 million rupees for that if someone, a startup is coming for it. And then additional 25% to be paid for security, and additional 10% for another, some security purpose. So this is a huge barrier for new startups. That is an issue. Secondly, SBP assumes fintech to be like a traditional financial institute. So what is that making fintech is, an entity which doesn't require a specific regulation framework. That is where the question comes for new startups. How should they go about it? And then if you want to work on an account, then definitely you need a license, without which a new startup or a new entity cannot work without a bank. So that is a huge issue for startups.
Thank you for bringing that up, because this is one of those burning issues on which my understanding is that the State Bank is working. I don't want to speak for the State Bank, but there is regulation in the works that defines fintechs, and they'll probably come out with the first draft in the next few months. Putting that aside, why do we feel that fintechs should work in isolation, right? So why shouldn't they partner with the banks? क्योंकि बैंक के पास क्या है? बैंक के पास trust है, बैंक के पास credibility है, बैंक के पास regulatory understanding है, बैंक के पास compliance की understanding है, AML KYC की understanding है. So इन तमाम चीज़ों को leverage करते हुए fintechs को चाहिए कि वो एक niche पकड़ें, उस niche के ऊपर काम करें और बैंक को as a platform इस्तेमाल करें कि look, I have a service, it fulfills this need in the market, you have the trust, credibility and the money to back it up. So open up your systems, open up the APIs, let me connect with you and leverage your customers, leverage your platform to launch my service. Coming to the PSO PSP license, that's just one aspect, right? Why do you, as a fintech, why do you want to limit yourself to just payments? There are several things in the banking value chain that any fintech can address. And if you were following the innovation space in Pakistan recently, you would have seen that there is a shift in fintech mindset. 2016, year of payments. Everybody was talking about payments, 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 payments. 2017, year of regulation. और जो सबसे बड़ी इस वक्त untapped opportunity है for fintechs is RegTech. Allow me to do my audit smartly. Allow me to comply with regulations smartly. Come up with an AI solution that I can use to get rid of my army of auditors. Come up with a robotic solution to help me make my processes more efficient. Come up with internal innovation solutions that allows me to leverage Python knowledge to look at the data that I have and service my customers more intimately. So, PSO, PSP, 4 licenses mil gaye, unko rehne dein. Let them worry about the $8 million that they have to raise and give to the State Bank. You worry about the real issues in banking and let the bank be your payments partner.
Thank you.